This right next to me is the updated 2024 Kia Sorento. It has undergone a major facelift with a new design theme, upgraded technology, as well as a $3,000 price increase. And in the review, I'm going to run you through everything you need to know about it. So first, a brief overview about the model range and options. Then we're going to move on to the design, its interior, the technology, practicality, and then of course I'm going to drive it. Let's start the review talking about a brief overview about the Sorento. So in Australia, it is available in 4 different model grades, and you have a choice between 2 powertrain options, a naturally aspirated petrol V6 that comes in front-wheel drive form, or an all-wheel drive 4-cylinder turbo diesel, which is the powertrain I'm featuring in the review. And in relation to the Sorento's options, there are 6 colours to choose from. Metallic paint options are $695, and white is a no-cost option. And the Sorento is the type of vehicle that you are going to compare with the Toyota Kluger, Hyundai Santa Fe, and the Nissan Pathfinder. And in this video, we are going to specifically look at the Sports Plus, and a special thank you to Harrigan Kia Moss Vale for allowing me to film their demonstrator. They are located in the Southern Highlands and they have stock arriving very soon, as well as a professional sales team. So if you want to get in contact with them, I have put a link down in the description below. Let's now move on to the design. So this example is finished in black pearl, and up the front you have Kia's new design theme. This is what the old Sorento used to look like, and this is the new one. So it looks very similar to the Kia EV9, and this is going to be the new face of Kia. They are full LEDs, and you've also got LED DRLs up the top here. Down the bottom, LED fog lights, along with some body cladding, some silver garnish, and you've got the traditional Kia Tiger Nose radiator grille. However, for some reason, they've kept halogen bulbs for the indicators. And moving towards the side view of the Sorento, as you can see, it is sitting on 19-inch alloy wheels, which are a diamond cut finish. And the wheel design is specific to the Sports Plus. And down the bottom, you have matte aluminium, and that runs along the doors, the windows, matte silver roof rails up the top, and privacy glass on the rear quarter. And moving towards the rear design of the Sorento, it features LED rear combination lights at the back, which have been slightly restyled for the facelift, and you have more of that plastic body cladding down the bottom, along with that silver garnish. And lastly, styling is subjective, so write down your feedback in the comment section below, but for now, I'm going to move on to the interior. Let's now move on to the cabin. So before you climb inside, you have a remote key, keyless entry, and push ignition start. And what they have changed is the center. So it used to look like this, now it's a lot more streamlined and modern. There's now a curved display that sits on top of the dashboard that also features new software, and the whole cabin feels premium. So on the top surfaces, that is soft to the touch. Even on top of the dashboard, and the center armrest is soft and squidgy, and elbow padding is nice and soft as well. It starts to get a bit durable down the bottom like most cars, but overall it is a very nice cabin. The center console is finished off in gloss black, and gloss black on the steering wheel. The steering wheel itself is wrapped in leather, and it feels very nice to hold, and it offers tilt and reach adjustment. And in relation to comfort features, you have free zone climate control, and this driver's seat offers 12-way electric adjustment along with lumbar support, and you've got manual adjustment for the passenger seat, and both these front row seats can also be heated, and you've also got a heated steering wheel. Let's now move on to the technology. So it all runs off this 12.3-inch touchscreen display, and overall it is pretty easy to use, and you can cycle through the menus quite easily. You could also cycle through different functions on the steering wheel buttons, or you can use this. So not only you have dials for the dual zone climate control, if you click on the arrow, as you can see, it brings up some shortcut icons for the infotainment. And in relation to your key features, you have FM, AM, and DAB radio, along with USB video, satellite navigation with 3D mapping, voice commands where you can talk to the car, and for smartphone mirroring you have wireless Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto, along with a 12-speaker Bose audio system. And if I bring up this menu here, as you can see, it features a quiet mode, so that shuts off the volume around the cabin. And there's also an inbuilt microphone, so if I click on this, my voice is streaming around the cabin. Hello, hello, hello. And moving towards the center is your 12.3-inch driver's display. It isn't that configurable in terms of layouts, but you can change what you want to see, cycling through different menus like fuel consumption, your assistance menu, power and torque figures. And for safety, you get a reversing camera with front and rear parking sensors, autonomous emergency braking, along with blind spot monitoring, and a lane keeping assistant where this car has the ability to steer itself within its lane, adaptive cruise control where you can set a safe distance behind a vehicle, and towards the center you have a drive mode selector, so you can shift it from normal, eco, sport and smart, and if you press it down it goes into your four-wheel drive mode, snow, mud and sand. And lastly, moving on to practicality, so we'll start with the glove box, which is a decent size. You've got storage in the center here for a mobile phone, along with two USB-C charging ports, two cup holders in the center and some storage trays here, decent center console that goes down pretty deep. You've also got decent door bin storage that could also fit a litre of water. Okay, let's now move on to the back seats inside the Sorento. So I'm a full-size adult and I have this front seat set my driving position, and as you can see I've got loads of toe room, loads of knee room and loads of headroom. You can also move this forwards and backwards manually, and also recline the seat backwards and forwards. And in terms of other key features, you have double map pockets along with two USB-C charging ports on the seats, air conditioning vents towards the center along with a 12-volt power outlet. Over here you have a manual sunshade, decent door cup holders and door bin storage down the bottom, and over here is a fold down armrest with two small cup holders. And lastly, for baby seats, these two outboard seats are ISOFIX compatible, and right behind me there are 3 top tether points. Let's now move on to the third row. So if you have this seat far forward, there is enough room for a full-size adult. However, if you have it far back, as you can see, it is a little bit cramped. So for occasional use, this should be fine, but kids will love it back here. You've got air conditioning vents along with the fan speed dial, 2 USB-C charging ports and storage trays with 2 small cup holders, and these 2 outboard seats are ISOFIX compatible. And right behind me there are 2 top tether points. Let's now move on to the boot space. So this Sports Plus variant receives a power operated tailgate, and as you can see, once that's open it reveals a nice wide opening. You've even got a flat floor, a couple of tie down hooks and a 12-volt socket, and some storage under here for the parcel tray, toolkit, and not to mention the Sorento has a full-size spare tyre. And in terms of capacity with the third row in place, it is 179 litres, so that makes it big enough for a pram, a couple of school bags and a few grocery shopping bags. And when you fold down the third row, that increases the capacity to 608 litres, so big enough for large suitcases, and you have a flat load floor. And to fold down the second row, you push those 2 buttons there, and that increases the capacity to 1,995 litres. So overall, the Sorento is pretty spacious. Let's now move on to the powertrain. So under the bonnet, this car features a 2.2 litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine, and this is paired to an 8-speed dual clutch automatic transmission, which is a wet type DCT. And one of the benefits going for the diesel engine opposed to the V6, it comes in all-wheel drive form opposed to front-wheel drive, so that gives you better grip, and of course being a diesel engine, the fuel consumption should be better as well. So let's get it out on the road and see how it performs. Now moving on to the driving impressions, what is it like? So starting off with visibility, I can clearly see what's ahead of me, large wing mirrors and decent rear vision. It is a good driving position. The throttle response is pretty reasonable for this type of car, and the steering is nice and direct. It does have a nice feel, and the turning circle radius is 11.4, which is pretty good, and it is easy to maneuver around tight streets. And in relation to fuel consumption, Kia claims this should be able to achieve 6 litres per 100. Currently I'm on 6.8 litres per 100, which is very good in fact, especially for a 7-seater SUV. And as you can see, it steers itself within its lane. It is a lane keeping assistant, not a full autonomous driving feature, but that works really well. So what about at higher speeds? I'm going to flick it into sport to see what it's like. On the open road at high speed, it rides beautifully. It also features Kia's Aussie ride and handling tune, so the suspension is really good on Australian roads. It's not bumpy, but it's still firm. You can feel what the front wheels are doing. It has been set up to tackle bumpy and broken roads. There isn't any cabin noise coming into the car, so it's pretty good for this class. In sports mode, the steering is a lot more responsive, so is the accelerator pedal as well. If you are into driving, this is definitely the pick amongst its competitors. So with my driving impressions out of the way, let's now wrap up this video with a verdict. So what is my final verdict on the new Sorento? Well, in terms of which powertrain I would go for, I'd recommend this 2.2 litre diesel because it's powerful enough, it's economical, and you're getting the added benefit of all-wheel drive. I think it's the perfect package for a family, especially in this Sports Plus grade, and overall the Sorento is practical, packed with technology, it drives really well, and in my opinion, it is a good looking car. But let me know what you guys think, and let me know which model grade you would choose. Would you go for the Sports Plus or go for the GT specification? Let me know in the comment section down below. But if you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe and share it with your friends. But for now, I will see you in the next film, and thanks for watching.